Welcome to Catholic Saints Information. I'm the Amateur Hagiographer, and today we're going to talk a little about Pope Saint Clement I. Pope Clement I, called Clemens Romanus to distinguish him from Clement of Alexandria, was the fourth Pope of the Church, and is the first of the successors of St. Peter about whom we know much of anything definitive, and even then there's a lot of conjecture around him. We have one genuine writing by him, a letter to the church in Corinth, and many others have been attributed to him. He's considered the first of the Apostolic Fathers. Origen, Eusebius, Epiphanius, and St. Jerome identified Clement as St. Paul's fellow laborer mentioned in Philippians 4:3. But modern scholarship says that's an open question. According to Tertullian, writing around the year 199, the Roman Church claimed that Clement was ordained by St. Peter himself. His extensive use of the Old Testament in his epistle to the Corinthians suggests that his family may have been Jewish, or at least he had a good background in the Old Testament. The Basilica of St. Clement in Rome, one of the earliest parish churches in that city, is probably built on the site of his residence when he was in service there. Of the death of St. Clement, nothing certain is known, but early traditions indicate that he, like all the other early popes, was martyred for his faith. One early tradition says that Clement brought over 400 members of the Roman nobility to Christianity. So, Emperor Trajan banished him to the Crimea to get his troublemaking out of town. There, Clement converted so many people that they built 75 churches around the region. Trajan gave up and ordered him to be tied to an anchor and thrown into the sea. Much of the artwork depicting Clement shows him with an anchor, tied to an anchor, leaning on an anchor. Tradition says that every year the tide would recede for 2 miles from the shore to expose a shrine containing his bones. His feast is celebrated on the 23rd of November, and he is a tradition of patronage of sailors, stonecutters, and masons, and for the help of sick children. There are several pseudo-Clementine writings that have been variously attributed to Pope Clement over the years, but the only one that we can say for sure was by his hand is the Epistle to the Corinthians. Translations and audiobook versions of this letter are available online, and I'll have some links to either text or a reading of that text in the notes below. For more information about Pope Clement or thousands of other of the saints and beati of the Church, come by and see us at CatholicSaints.Info or CatholicSaints.Mobi. Thanks for listening.